Honey, where you at, girl? Cats. Well, hello glue troopers, and welcome to our humble abode that we will be using for this episode of Max's Models After Hours. I hope everyone is having a wonderful holiday season, and today I thought I would talk about a couple of things that are going on in the world of models. Now, if you saw last night's video, you'll know that I had the opportunity to swing by the Red Caboose Hobbies the other day, or actually last night, and talk with Alan over there. And he was asking a lot of questions about paints, particularly enamels. What should he carry? What I recommend? And unfortunately, this is not my strong suit, partly because I'm largely an acrylic and lacquer guy. But enamels still have a place. I mean, nothing really bites into the plastic and makes a more permanent cover than enamels. So I asked you guys, what do you think you should carry? And I got a lot of responses. Now, it's my understanding that for some reason that is unknown to us, Tamiya does not send its enamels into the United States. I have no idea what the story is on that. A lot of folks are completely upset with Rust-Oleum, so even if they bring back the Model Master enamels, they won't use them. And others have found that other enamels work better. And of course, there's still the little bottles, but unfortunately, they represent such a small percentage of Rust-Oleum's overall intake that they could drop those and never even notice it. One of the things that will probably help protect those is that they're used for other things, but hard to say. I mean, after all, a corporate boardroom is about maximizing shareholders' wealth, not necessarily making model builders happy. So I asked you guys what you thought, and a lot of information has come my way, and I'm going to be forwarding that to Alan so that he can make up an informed decision. The Revell enamels seem to have gotten some fairly positive reviews, although I believe that's Revell Germany, but Revell in America, there seems to be something going on there, and I can't find out what, but there are rumors floating around the industry that a lot of folks have been let go. The website's still up, they're still advertising last I checked, so I don't know what's really going on there. Probably some behind the scenes corporate upheaval. They certainly have no intention of hanging out their dirty laundry to some guy in the backwaters of the internet. So if you know anything about that, I'd be interested to hear it. While I was at Red Caboose Hobbies, I took the opportunity to grab this 2001 Space Odyssey, the Space Clipper. Now, this is the Polar Lights 1 to 350 scale, and this is the Orion 3. And I used to have the larger one, and I had that on the shelf for years. I think I may have given it to Ken. But I realized I don't have anything 2001 on my Sci-Fi shelf, and this was small enough. You'll remember I made the comment last night about you start worrying about storage space, where am I going to put it? And that's going to be able to fit on the shelf without too much argument and fill a void in my Sci-Fi presentation. So it got me to wonder now. I haven't actually taken a look at it, so perhaps tomorrow night at the live stream, and I am planning a live stream tomorrow night at 7 p.m. East Coast time, which I believe is currently 2400 Zulu, 2300 if we're +4. Gosh, this daylight saving time stuff drives me nuts. Why doesn't America just pick a time and stick to it? We're not 18th century farmers anymore, but I digress. So, another thing that I found of interest of late, a lot of pictures have been coming my way at the last second for the UK build and a lot of other great stuff. And I've noticed a lot of you guys are doing just some gorgeous builds. And it got me kind of thinking about, I've focused on trying to get stuff cranked out quickly. Maybe I should up my game a little bit and start focusing a little more on the making a good kit. And that I was thinking, there are some kits that just beg to be a quick build. Some of the older tank models, for example, the armor models, they're pretty much one color. You can detail them out a little bit, but if they come with rubber band tracks and not too many bogies, they really make a wonderful day build. And they look good when they're done. And I've seen some guys that have taken these very basic armor kits and made just phenomenal builds out of them, but they're still the older, not so many parts kits that and there's only so much you can do with what you got. But some guys have gone completely haywire with them, and just they've turned them into RCs. They had turned metal barrels to them and all this other stuff. And after a while, I realized it's not even about making the kit. I mean, they don't even show it to a lot of folks, and maybe they post a photograph of it. It's all about challenging themselves. Now, the raison d'etre of this entire channel is make it what you want it to be. Did you have fun? Have fun building your models. And there are some kits that I really want to challenge myself, and I derive pleasure from upping my game. And there are other kits that sometimes I just want to put it together, hit it with some spray paint, slap some decals on it, and go, looks good from 10 feet away, good enough for me. And I kind of go back and forth. And what that got me to wondering about was, do you guys ever just kind of go, you know what, I'm just going to take this little kit and I'm just going to throw it together, just have a good time, and I'm not going to worry about getting everything right. I'm just going to blow off a little steam. And the thing is that you do it, and then sometimes when you're done, you're like, well, you know, I could just touch up that one little bit, and maybe just that little bit right there. And Pumpkin has come in the room. Hey, honey, sweetheart. Of course, she's not ready for her close-up, Mr. DeMille. By the way, I guess you guys might have seen that my sister-in-law Andrina made me a beautiful model of Honey to go with Max and Gluey. So now they've got some company. And she's not impressed, but I am. So anyway, I would just wonder, do you guys ever just kind of, for lack of a better way to put it, just go, you know what, I'm just gonna spitball this one, and just have a grand old time. Or sometimes it's a fantasy build, and of course I see some folks that do fantasy builds that I'm like, my gosh, if this thing existed for real, it wouldn't look this good. I had thought about, since I realized I haven't put anything together for the UK build myself because life, and I was thinking, you know what if I put this in World War II RAF markings, or maybe Ghost Gray Navy markings. Oh, you want to make noise, but you don't want to come over and sit here and say hi to the people. Such a diva. I think she wants into the bedroom where mom's working. Apparently daddy's not good enough. Anyway, you know, this would make a really good Navy build, you know, with the navy gray with the light underbelly, like the I guess it would have been the kind of the Vietnam era paint scheme. That kind of goes with it, has that look. And okay, just popped into my mind, because that's how my mind works. Question of the day. What fantasy scheme do you think would look coolest on what sci-fi vehicle? For example, I say this one in Navy markings, the 1960s Navy markings, perhaps Klingon battle cruiser in Luftwaffe markings, or a Starship Enterprise in neutrality markings. You know, the big yellow nacelles and the blue main body with a bright red or green squadron color, like saucer section, something like that. Oh, this is what happens when they let me think in public. So anyway, now I was just wondering about that. That just popped in my head. So stick down if you got some grand idea, and who knows, it's good enough, maybe somebody out there will build it, if you know, or build it yourself. Oh, what else do I have? I was thinking there was something else. You know, I really should take 5 minutes to make some notes before I do this, but I don't. This is just a stream of consciousness kind of thing, and sometimes I think better when I'm unconscious. So, guys, that's what I have for tonight. Once again, I hope everybody's doing well. Take care of yourselves, and as always, model on. Are you not entertained?